This is the night that WWE has been preparing for months. Will it live up to the hype? Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the premiere episode of Friday Night Smackdown on Fox, examining the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Friday Night Smackdown is coming to you from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, where Michael Cole and Corey Graves are calling the action. Where's Renee Young? Too busy preparing for WWE backstage? Well, no chance in hell plays as Vince McMahon and the billion-dollar princess Stephanie McMahon arrive, with Vince introducing the show as the new opener plays, with AC/DC providing the theme music. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch enters the ring and reminisces about how everything began for her on SmackDown. King Corbin shows up and says if anyone is the man, it's him. Becky invites him to step into the ring and find out, but there's someone else in the house, the People's Champion, The Rock. The most electrifying man in sports entertainment reminisces of how he said the phrase "laying the SmackDown" and how it became a TV show and more. The Rock looks at Baron Corbin, calling him a broke-ass Burger King on crack. That line certainly got us some chuckles. Instantly, he came out with the line of the year. Damn, we miss him. Naturally, the Staples Center agreed and erupted with Rocky chants. Corbin interrupts, telling The Rock SmackDown isn't his home anymore, and that he, the King, is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. More like the most electrifying man at Burger King. Baron Corbin tells him to know his role, and Rock tells Corbin he looks like a 35-year-old virgin going to Comic-Con. The Rock and the man take turns mocking Corbin, and The Rock asks Corbin if he thinks he's superior to everyone, and Becky tells Corbin, "It doesn't matter what you think." The Rock tells Corbin he must think he's a super tough dude, and gets the fans to chant STD. Yes, only The Rock could get an STD chant. Things break down until The Rock and Lynch beat up Corbin, with The Rock ending things with a people's elbow. We then get into the first match of the night as Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair take on Bayley and Sasha Banks. Becky Lynch and Charlotte are looking for some payback on the Boss and Hug connection, and they get it, with Charlotte submitting Bayley with the figure 8 leg lock. Surprisingly, the SmackDown Women's Champion taps out clean. NFL reporter Erin Andrews interviews The New Day, asking WWE Champion Kofi Kingston about his title defense tonight against Brock Lesnar. Kofi admits he's the underdog, but Brock Lesnar is just a mountain he's going to have to climb. WWE Hall of Famers Kurt Angle and Mick Foley are seen at ringside, and then Seth Rollins enters the ring for his match against Shinsuke Nakamura, but he's interrupted by an on-screen Bray Wyatt as an episode of the Firefly Funhouse airs. Bray Wyatt welcomes Seth, and Bray says it's only fair that since we're being introduced to SmackDown's new home, it's only fair that everyone meets Bray's home and his friends. Ramblin' Rabbit, who's dressed up as the biggest Seth mark in the world, warns Rollins not to get into Hell in a Cell. Bray then says let's show Seth what's going to happen, as Ramblin' Rabbit is locked in a cage with Mercy the Buzzard, who then proceeds to eat Ramblin' Rabbit. Is this the end of Ramblin' Rabbit? Probably not, since he's been killed off about 3 times. Wyatt warns Rollins that history has a way of repeating itself. But then a non-title match goes underway, and what looks to be an exciting match is interrupted as the lights go out and the Fiend attacks Seth Rollins on the entrance ramp, throwing Rollins off the stage. There's video highlights of the ongoing saga between Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon, as tonight the two meet in a ladder match with both men's careers on the line. That match is up next, as the loser will be fired from the WWE. Shane basks in his introduction as he stands near the entrance, but Owens races after him, attacking McMahon with everything he has. After a heated bout, Kevin Owens climbs the ladder, retrieving the briefcase. After the match, Owens gets in McMahon's face and tells him, "You're fired," before hitting him with a stunner. Owens definitely gave a better "you're fired" than Shane McMahon ever did. Come on, he's Vince McMahon's son for Pete's sake, you would have thought he would have done a good one. Kayla Braxton is outside Brock Lesnar's dressing room looking to get an interview. Video highlights of Brock Lesnar destroying Rey Mysterio and Dominic on Raw, and Heyman tells Braxton Rey got in Brock's way and Kofi is in Brock's way. Heyman says this is no prediction, but a spoiler. Tonight's new WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar. Will he be right? Next up, an 8-man tag match as Braun Strowman, Heavy Machinery and The Miz take on Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, Randy Orton and AJ Styles. a largely throwaway match with one purpose, setting up Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury. During the bout, Strowman interacts with Fury at ringside, but when Strowman knocks Dolph Ziggler into Fury, the heavyweight champion boxer isn't laughing. Although what the hell was he wearing? Your winners are Braun Strowman, Heavy Machinery and The Miz, but after the match, Tyson Fury wants to get his hands on Braun Strowman, but security keeps him at bay while Strowman laughs at him. There's video highlights of Marshmello accidentally winning the 24/7 championship from Carmella, and Daniel Bryan joins Cole and Graves on commentary as the lumberjack match between Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan takes place. It's an unadulterated brawl as Rowan and Harper clobber each other in and out of the ring despite the lumberjack's presence. When things look bad for Rowan, his bludgeon brother Luke Harper interferes, but Daniel Bryan runs in for the save. A spear by Roman Reigns wins the match. After the match, Daniel Bryan offers his hand to Roman, but the big dog is hesitant. The fans chant yes, yes, yes at Bryan's prodding, and Reigns shakes his hand, cementing Daniel Bryan's face turn. But now worryingly, we've only got about 10 minutes left, and we got a WWE Championship match and supposedly some legends showing up. But our fears become a reality as WWE Champion Kofi Kingston takes on Brock Lesnar, and Kofi charges at Brock Lesnar only to get F5'd and pinned within seconds. After the match, Rey Mysterio's music plays, but he's not alone. MMA legend Cain Valesquez, known for defeating Lesnar in UFC, is alongside Rey. Cain dives into the ring and attacks Lesnar, but the Beast retracts. Lesnar looks concerned and teases returning to the ring, but it's clear he wants no part of Valesquez as SmackDown closes out. Damn, we didn't get CM Punk. But that was a quick recap of the show. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly? Number 1, a strong start. Wrestlelamia was a bit concerned when Friday Night Smackdown opened up with the Man Becky Lynch and Baron Corbin, but things quickly picked up with The Rock entering the scene. Simply put, The Rock can do no wrong and the fans ate up every second of this segment, including ourselves. While it's debatable whether King Corbin or the Man got a rub from The Rock's presence, it was a calculated risk with little chance to hurt either superstar. It was a strong opening and only fitting the man who gave SmackDown its name opened up the 20th anniversary edition. Number 2. Good graphics. The WWE is known for its excellent production values, and it utilized them adeptly tonight by displaying graphics highlighting each superstar's career before they entered the ring. The only drawback was not everyone got them, and the WWE didn't show them long enough for everyone to read them. Still, it was a good way to introduce new viewers to the WWE superstars, as well as the rules for stipulation matches. Number 3. Pay-per-view quality matches. There's no question that WWE put on a number of pay-per-view quality matches tonight, undoubtedly looking to show new viewers everything the company has to offer. The ladder match and the lumberjack match were 2 good stipulation bouts to show viewers the variety of matches they can see. Number 4. More than adequate announcing. Michael Cole and Corey Graves brought their best tonight, with both men doing what announcers are supposed to do: introduce fans to the players involved, explain the storylines driving matches, and describe key aspects of the action. Graves played the heel color commentator without being obnoxious, while Cole called the action without relying on the cliches he sometimes falls back on. Although we did get him calling vintage Charlotte Flair, and he probably spewed all over the arena when he got to shout out, "The big dog is here!" We bet you he's been waiting a month for that one. Number 5. A huge finish. No, we're not talking about Brock Lesnar's WWE Championship win, but Cain Velasquez's surprise appearance alongside Rey Mysterio after the match. As we discussed earlier this week, there was talk of the WWE bringing Valesquez in for a big money match against Lesnar, and it looks like they've done it. Number 6. Limited legends. Despite the WWE hyping the presence of assorted WWE legends on SmackDown, the only major appearance was from The Rock. The WWE kept other appearances to glances at figures such as Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Mick Foley and Kurt Angle at ringside. This isn't actually a bad move, as the WWE needed to focus on the stars of today and not the company's stars of yesterday, who aren't coming back to the ring. But where in the world was Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker? Did they miss their flight or something? And number 7. No more Shane McMahon. Yes, his match against Kevin Owens has now cemented that Shane McMahon will now be off WWE television. Hopefully he'll be off our screens for a couple of months, as it's a usual wrestling trope. A kayfabe firing never means that we'll see them again. In fact, it's guaranteed we'll see them again. Just hopefully much later on. But that was the good. What about the bad? As number 1, killing Kofi. While Kofi Kingston isn't the first WWE superstar to put Brock Lesnar over big, he looked pathetic in his title defense, largely killing everything that's been done to establish him since Kofi Mania started in early 2019. It's a shame Kingston had to look like a complete jobber in order to build up Valesquez vs Lesnar, as while Kingston's WWE Championship run has to be considered a mild success at best, and one of the least successful reigns in recent history, Kofi's loss not only hurt him, but the championship as he held it for 6 months only to drop it in seconds. It's sure to say that the fans were truly upset with the win, as even though Kofi wasn't a successful champion, they certainly didn't want him to go out this way. Number 2. Commercial interruptions. SmackDown couldn't air without commercials, especially considering the blue chip advertisers Fox pulled in for the show, but their timing certainly wasn't perfect. A prime example was cutting out the middle of Shane McMahon going for a flying elbow smash on Owens, only for things to cut to commercial straight after. There's just no excuse for things like this, considering how many live shows the WWE has produced. There wasn't much bad to note about tonight's show, but this qualified. And number 3, we don't want you to care about these guys. The WWE did many things right tonight, but they wasted a big opportunity to introduce new viewers to Heavy Machinery, The Miz, Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler, Randy Orton and AJ Styles during the 8-man tag team match. Braun Strowman might as well have teamed up with local talent to battle local talent, as both his partners and his opponents weren't even utilized properly. Luckily there was no uglier this show, as it was a good episode of SmackDown that showed everything the WWE has to offer and set up major storylines, including Lesnar vs Valesquez and Strowman vs Fury. Overall, a very good strong premiere. But oh dear, what's this now? Jeff Hardy being arrested again? Although Jeff Hardy has been out of the ring for some time as he recovers from knee surgery, wrestling's charismatic enigma has unfortunately been keeping himself busy by getting into trouble with law enforcement. Jeff's latest misadventure involves an arrest for driving while impaired. PW Insider's Mike Johnson reports, WWE star Jeff Hardy was arrested yesterday evening in Moore County, North Carolina, and charged with driving while impaired, PWInsider.com has confirmed. The Moore County Police Department confirmed that Hardy was released around 11:30 p.m. last night from being incarcerated, but declined to give any additional details beyond what he has been charged with, citing the fact that it's an ongoing investigation. This is further bad news for Hardy, who has battled personal demons throughout his career, as noted by Cage Side Seats. He was arrested for public intoxication in July of this year, and for another DWI incident in March of 2018. Jeff has a history of substance abuse, which includes 2 wellness policy violations during 2006 to 2009 runs with the company, and an infamous on-camera incident in TNA where he appeared to be intoxicated when he showed up for the match against Sting in the main event of the Victory Road 2011 pay-per-view. Will there be any repercussions for Jeff? Probably not, as we've seen with the Usos. But there you have it guys, a SmackDown recap, as well as the good, the bad and the downright ugly, and the news of Jeff Hardy being arrested. What did you guys think of SmackDown? What did you guys think of Brock Lesnar holding the championship again? Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.